Hi, my name is Hannah Leeper. I am the Southern Regional Outreach Coordinator at the American Chestnut Foundation, and I started in 2023. My background is in logistics, volunteer management, risk management, international education, and supporting conservation efforts. And how I came to TACF was I had a career pivot after the pandemic, and I really wanted to do something that was going to support response to global changes, including climate volatility, and I felt that TACF was supporting that kind of work in their mission. But I also was really looking for an organization that operates with integrity. I was really drawn to the fact that TACF is nonprofit and is focused on having their work be in the public domain and be available for all researchers. And at the time, I was really excited to work for a woman-led organization, and I'm still really proud to work for a place where a lot of our science staff are women, a lot of our staff are women, and I'm proud to be a part of that group. Also because women are usually underrepresented in conservation work, and I'm happy to be in a place where we have more of that representation. So what do I do in my role? It is a lot of different things. Me and my counterpart, Catherine Martini, we are the first people to have this position at TACF. It hasn't historically existed, so probably the major thing I do is chapter support. So there are 16 different chapters up and down the native range of the chestnut. A big part of it is making sure they have foundational things they need to operate. In addition to that, we also help chapters with things like event support. So of course, the scientific research is a really important part of the American Chestnut Foundation, but the chapter system is really what supports that research. Our staff is only maybe 20 to 25 people, so obviously we cannot maintain 500 orchards ourselves, so the chapters are really integral in that, and they really are the ones out there performing a lot of the work that brings us the data that we can use to progress in our scientific inquiries. So because of all that, they need to have the things they need to function. And then also, you know, if people don't know what we're doing, they're not going to be interested in supporting that work. I am focused a lot on education and outreach as well. So that looks like revamping some of our educational materials. Not only am I attending events in person to teach people about the chestnut, but also supporting other people who are learning to do that. We've created an educators group where they share ideas and critique different curricula. We're also working on developing a speakers bureau so people can learn to give presentations, and includes especially some of our newer scientific shifts. And also I'm a member of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, and I'm proud to bring some of those principles into my work too. My chestnut moment happened at a recent Virginia chapter meeting, and I guess, spoiler, it doesn't actually involve a chestnut. I was there to help support the chapter in their 40th anniversary celebration and meeting, and I was helping clean up as we were showing the documentary and people were kind of seated and hanging out. And the Virginia chapter president, John Scrivani, asked me if I would like to go see a large surviving American chestnut. And so far, I have only been able to see pretty small ones. Actually, just in my personal life hiking, I've seen some kind of larger ones, but I've not seen any of these large, giant surviving American chestnuts yet. So I was very excited to do that. So I said yes, and he was like, oh yeah, it's really close by. I said, okay, that sounds great. And because of where the meeting was, my Airbnb was pretty far away, like maybe an hour away. And so we got in the car and we start driving, and we drive for like almost an hour, and then I'm like, oh my God, like it's getting dark. I kind of got to go home at some point. I don't know where we are, but anyway, we ended up carpooling with a couple other of amazing Virginia chapter members and board members, and we end up pulling up this like long dirt driveway to somebody's home, and we end up knocking on their door because Fred Hubbard, one of our former board members and also a Virginia chapter board member, he knew of this chestnut there, and so we knocked on their door and they invited us in, and we ended up talking with them about chestnuts and about their love for chestnuts and their experience. And the landowner, his son, ended up taking us out into the woods to look for this tree. So we're like traipsing around these people's property, just talking about trees. And it was just a really special time to share that moment together. And I guess I gave away the punchline, but we didn't actually find the tree. But it was really sweet to have that really personal connection and just to see a little bit of this community of, you know, let's go say hi to this person and see if they'd show us their really big chestnut tree. So that is my chestnut moment.